Okay, so I am doing the appendicular skeleton. I am asked to point out the pectoral girdle, and the pectoral girdle is what allows for the upper limbs of our extremities to attach to the axial skeleton, held by the clavicle, acromial end, and sternal end. If I'm not mistaken, it starts here, goes all the way, ends here, and that's laterally on both sides. Alrighty, so first we have our scapula, and the scapula is noted. Okay, we have our coracoid process, which is here. We have the subscapular fossa, glenoid cavity, the spine noted here, acromion, which is here, our supraspinatus fossa here, infraspinatus fossa here, sternoclavicle joint, acromion clavicular joint. So it's basically where the sternum and clavicle meet, and where the end of the clavicle and acromion meet. Moving along, we have our humerus, and that is this long bone here noted in our arm. We have the head of the humerus, which is the ball here. We have the greater and lesser tubercles. So the greater, lesser tubercles. We have our deltoid turbosity. And we have our medial and lateral epicondyle. So our medial, which is here, lateral, which is here. Epicondyles. We have our coronoid fossa, and the coronoid fossa is right in here, and the coronoid fossa is what receives the coronoid process of the ulna. And moving along, we have the capitulum, and the capitulum is noted here, and the capitulum articulates with the humerus and radial notch of the ulna. We have our trochlea, and the trochlea is noted here. And the trochlea's purpose, or what bones articulate with that, is the trochlear notch and the humerus head of the radius. We have our olecranon fossa, that's going to be posterior to the arm, and it is olecranon fossa, which is right in here. And that allows for the olecranon process, which is the back of the elbow of the ulna, to be accepted in for flexion of our forearm. Alrighty, next we have our ulna, and that is the big bone here. And the ulna also carries or pertains the olecranon, and that is the back of the elbow noted here. We have our coronoid process once again, which is noted right in here, which once again accepts the olecranon process. The coronoid process accepts the olecranon process for the flexion of our arm. We have our styloid process, and that is going to be posteriorly, so that is going to be the point here of the ulna. Alright, we have our radius, and the radius is noted here. It's a smaller bone in our arm. The head of the radius is noted here, and the radial turbosity, it's better seen on this one, and it is this little bump here. We have our styloid process as well, and if we turn this little guy around, it is noted here. Alright, so we have the pelvic girdle. I'm going to turn him around. And so the pelvic girdle goes from here. And the pelvic is the two hip bones that unite posteriorly with the pubic symphysis and posteriorly with the sacrum. And that's what helps they're fused together to form the pelvic girdle. Alright, so the first thing we have is going to be the acetabulum, and the acetabulum is known in here. We have the pubic symphysis, and the pubic symphysis is known to be right here, this little area. To follow, we have our obturator foramen, and that is right here. And then we have the iliac crest, which is noted right up here. To follow, we have the anterior superior iliac spine, and that is right in here. And then we have the iliac fossa, and the iliac fossa is, let me see, is going to be right in here. Alrighty, so then moving along, we have the, I believe it's pronounced ischial spine, and that is going to be right in this little guy here, this that pops out. We have the greater sciatic notch, and that is right here. And then last but not least, we have the ischial tuberosity, and that is noted here. All right, so now we're going to move on to our femur. This is the femur here, which is the largest bone of our lower extremity. So we have the head of our femur, which is right in here, this little guy here. And then we have our greater and lesser trochanters, so greater and lesser trochanters there. We have our adductor tubercle, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is down here. And then our medial and lateral epicondyle, so we turn this little guy around, and our medial and lateral epicondyle. So then we have our medial and lateral condyles itself, and that's noted there as well. Medial and lateral condyle. So medial lateral epicondyle, medial lateral condyles. All right, so then we have our patella. Let's turn this guy around, and our patella is noted right here, right there. Alrighty. So then let's move it along, and then we're going to do our tibia. And so the tibia is going to be these long, thick bones in the lower part of our extremities. And so the medial and lateral condyles of the tibia are going to be here. So we have the medial and lateral. So medial and lateral condyles. Then we have the tibial tuberosity, and that is noted here. The tibial tuberosity. And then we have the medial malleus. So if we turn this guy around, the medial malleus can be noted here. And if we go back this way, medial malleus can be noted here. Okay, and then we have proximal and distal tibiofibular joints. So proximal here, distal here, proximal tibiofibular joints here, and then distal here. So it's basically where the tibia and the fibia join together. So this is the joints right there. All right, so then we have the fibula, and the fibula is known as this little guy here, smaller bone of our lower extremity. The head of the fibula is noted here, and then the lateral malleus is going to be down here in this area. All right, so we have the tarsus, and first one asks us to describe what bones articulate with the tarsus, and the talus, and the talus is known as this bone right in here. And so it articulates with the tibia, fibia, calcaneus, and our navicular bones. So let me scooch him over. And I'm running out of time, so I will have to post a second video for this, so I'll stop.